So welcome back. So let us continue our discussion on numericals of chemical equilibrium. In our previous session, you discussed about particularly solubility product and its applications. So this ends the theoretical aspects of ionic equilibrium. In this session, I am going to recap what you have learnt and we'll be solving some numericals. So to consolidate our concepts. Well, you all aware ionic equilibrium is all about weak stuff or weak electrolytes or weak acids and bases. So if you see the strong electrolytes and they get completely dissociated, so by means of H plus ion concentration for acids and OH minus ion concentration for bases, so directly you can make out the pH. pH is equal to minus log H plus. Well, so ultimately in acid base equilibria, you are going to calculate the pH values. So effortlessly it is completely dissociated, so it is initial and it is equilibrium. At equilibrium it is 0, so it is no more present. So and naturally C is formed, this H plus is equal to C here in this case. But whereas in the weak stuff, naturally H plus is equal to C alpha, where alpha is the degree of dissociation. To what extent is the degree of dissociation? If you see here H plus is equal to C, it is a strong electrolyte, so alpha value is there, alpha value is 1 because alpha value tends to 1 for strong electrolytes. Well, weak electrolytes. So as they're weak, they can't dissociate completely. I mean to say, for example, HA is a weak acid. It is in equilibria with H plus and A minus ion. That means this A minus ion is unstable. Naturally, it gets coupled with H plus and forms and naturally a reverse reaction or a backward reaction favors. So, but if you take HCl, an acid, so naturally you get H plus plus Cl minus, which is a strong electrolyte, and naturally this Cl minus ion is stable. It is not going to react with H plus and backward reaction will not happen. But here this A minus is unstable. This anion is weaker. Well, so ultimately, what extent is weak? The acid is weak or a base is weak. So that is defined by degree of dissociation, that is called alpha. Alpha is the degree of dissociation. And this degree of dissociation depends on the nature of the electrolyte. You know, already we discussed it. If alpha is equal to 1 in this case and alpha here, it varies. Well, nature of the solvent, it depends on the polarity of the solvent. If the mu is more, mu is the dielectric constant. If mu increases, naturally alpha increases. So naturally, for example, water is having high dielectric constant and naturally alpha also increases. And when you increase the temperature, naturally dissociation increases. And you have seen in the case of ionic product of water, the ionic product of water at 25 degrees centigrade and 40 degrees centigrade, it differs. At 40 degrees centigrade, naturally the ionic product of water is more. Well, a common ion effect, and the common ion is going to influence the degree of dissociation because of the common ion. So the acetic acid dissociation is suppressed. It is suppressed. Naturally alpha decreases, it won't dissociate because this dissociation is suppressed by means of a common ion. Well, so you made an attempt to find out the pH of a weak acid, and pH of the weak acid cannot be known. For example, HA is in equilibrium with H plus plus A minus. So it is not completely getting dissociated. It is C here initially 0 0. This is initial, and at equilibrium it is C minus C alpha, and C alpha will be getting. So in this case, for example, in strong electrolytes, this value is 1, but in this case this value is not 1. So hope you are clear. And one more thing, the Ka. What is this Ka? Ka is the acid dissociation constant. When Ka increases, acidic strength increases. Acidic strength increases. Why the acidic strength increases? It's pretty simple. Let us write the Ka for this weak acid. K is equal to H plus into A minus by HA. Naturally, you can see here Ka is directly proportional to H plus. Ka is directly proportional to H plus. So H plus, concentration of H plus ions increases, and naturally Ka increases. So hope you are clear. And students, try to understand. Ka is acid dissociation constant and Kb is base dissociation constant. When Ka value is more, that means acid is stronger. When Kb is more, that means base is stronger. How do you know? Just by understanding that from the equilibrium constant value, Ka is directly proportional to H plus. Well, so if you all aware H plus is equal to C alpha. H plus is equal to C alpha. And you all aware K is equal to C alpha square. 1 minus alpha is neglected. K is equal to C alpha square. And if you substitute here the alpha value, alpha is equal to root over K by C. If you substitute here, H plus is equal to C into root over K by C. It becomes root of K into C. So these formula are very, very important. So H plus is equal to C alpha. So it is in terms of concentration and degree of dissociation, and it is in terms of acid dissociation constant and concentration. So it depends, like in the examination, like what are the need basically. So as per the question, so you have to apply the requisite formula. Well, so this is a monoacidic base. If it is the base, so you can take the Kb, and naturally Kb is equal to C alpha square. C alpha square. Mind you students, here it is OH minus is equal to C alpha, and substitute the alpha, you will be getting Kb into C. So OH minus is equal to Kb into C. Here for weak bases you don't get H plus is equal to Kb into C. Don't write it. It is OH minus is equal to Kb into C. Students, you know very well, once you know the H plus, and in the earlier case H plus is equal to root over K into C. That means by applying the logarithms, so minus log H plus, that is equal to pH. So you can calculate the pH value. Here also minus log, so Ka into C whole power half. So this is nothing but pH, and this is nothing but minus log, and half will be there. This is Ka, and minus half log C. That is pH is equal to, so pKa by 2 minus half log C. So this is how one can calculate the pH for weak acid, and pH for strong acid, you know, pH is equal to minus log H plus. Hope you are clear. Now let us see the ionic product of water. So you discussed about the ionic product of water, and Kd is a dissociation constant of water, H plus into OH minus by H2O. And you know very well, so this Kd into water is nothing but Kw, because water concentration is not changing. That's why it is Kw. Kw is equal to H plus into OH minus, that is equal to 10 power minus 7 into 10 power minus 7, that becomes 10 power minus 14 at 25 degrees centigrade. And this value will differ, it depends on the temperature. So log Kw2 by Kw1 is equal to delta H. Delta H is the enthalpy. So how much heat is generated in the process. So, and see, because dissociation of the water is endothermic process, H plus plus OH minus. So if you see here, it is endothermic, because heat should be dissociation. Any dissociation reaction is endothermic, that is the basics. Well, so that's why delta H is positive. Delta H is positive means it is endothermic in nature. Heat will be absorbed. So naturally when Kw increases with temperature, Kw increases with temperature. So here at two different temperatures we have two Kw values. So these are all about the ionic product of water, the basics of ionic product of water. You can see clearly at 0 degrees centigrade you got a one value, and at 25 degrees centigrade you got 10 power minus 7, and you got 90 degrees centigrade you got 10 power minus 6. So naturally you can see here this value is increasing, 10 power minus 6 and minus 7, which is greater, 10 power minus 6 is greater, and that is how Kw is directly proportional to temperature. This question has been asked in the earlier examination. Well, this is the pH scale. Students, generally you are unaware we are using the pH scale at 25 degrees centigrade. But when you use the pH scale at a different temperature, and naturally your pH scale will vary. Hope you are clear, because Kw varies. When Kw varies, naturally 10 power minus 14, that value also will vary. So this is all about the basics of pH. Well, you know very well K into Kw is equal to K into Kb is equal to Kw. This you can know clearly. So these are the basics, like, you know, for H plus ion concentration is equal to 10 power minus pH. This is the formula. For example, if pH is given as 10, so it will be 10 power minus 10. If pH is given as 3, H plus ion concentration will be 10 power minus 3. So this is how already you know the basics of it. And the interconversions between pH, pOH, H plus, OH minus, and pKw or Kw is well known. Well, let us see this is what exactly we have calculated. So pH is equal to, you remember students, here in the examination, no need to solve. So for a strong acid, pH is equal to minus log H plus, hydrogen ion concentration. For a weak acid, here an extra factor is coming, half pKa minus log C, very very important. So if you know the Ka value, you know very well what is Ka. So you know very well pK is equal to minus log Ka. pKa is equal to minus log Ka. So sometimes examiner will give the Ka. What is the Ka indicator? If Ka is in the, for example, Ka is equal to 1.8 into 10 power minus 3, that is, it is a weaker acid. It is in the order of 10 power minus 3. It is a weaker acid. So Ka is an indicator of acidic strength. Already I made it very clear, because Ka is directly proportional to H plus. Well, so it depends on the concentration. pH depends on the concentration, and pH depends on Ka value. But here H plus is equal to C alpha. Here alpha is equal to 1 is strong, so H plus is equal to C. It depends on only concentration in the strong acid, but whereas it depends on the strength, that is pKa value in the case of weak acid. It is a very notable point. Well, so similarly for pK weak base, students have a look here. So for a weak base, so OH minus is equal to C alpha, and OH, and you know very well, so alpha is equal to, so alpha is equal to, OH minus is equal to root of Kb into C. I hope you understood, because alpha is equal to root of Kb by C. So that way if you substitute here, you will be getting Kb into C. Well, in the earlier case you have seen pH is equal to minus half into pKa minus log C. This is for weak acid. Now for weak base, remember students, have a practice, make a note of the formula. pOH is equal to half pKb minus log C. Once you know the pH value, pOH value, now you can calculate the pH. So this is how for acids and bases, weak acids and weak bases, you can calculate the pH value. So let us see here. So for a weak acid, so pH value will be, equal to half into pKa minus log C. Mind you students, here for pH of a weak base, so it's a weak base. If it is a weak base, so what is the pH value? So pH value is equal to 14 minus half pKb minus log C, because 14 minus pOH. So this is the pOH value. Which is the pH value? This is the pOH value. This is pOH. So 14 minus pOH, and you have seen in the earlier discussion. So hope you are clear about strong acids and weak stuff. So weak acids or weak bases. So for weak acids or weak bases, so the pH value depends on degree of dissociation. So in turn it depends on Ka value. So Ka and alpha so plays a prime role in deciding the pH. Well, now students, you may mix acids or bases, or acids and bases. So in that case, what happens? This already you discussed in the stoichiometry. You know very well. When you mix two acids, so resultant normality, I mean to say NR, resultant normality is equal to N1V1 plus N2V2 by total volume, because you are mixing 50 ml 50 ml, it becomes 100 ml. You are mixing 80 and 40, it becomes 120 ml. So it is V1 plus V2. Or you can also write like this: NR is equal to N1V1 plus N2V2 by VR. VR is equal to V1 plus V2, resultant. Or you can also write NR into VR is equal to N1V1 plus N2V2. This formula is applicable for mixing an acids or bases. Mixing acids or bases. You can mix two acids or two bases. Well, if you mix two acids, you get acidic solution. If you mix two bases, you get a basic solution. Fine. Now, there is a problem. The problem is you mix an acid and a base. So when you mix an acid and a base, naturally it is normality resultant is equal to N1V1 minus N2V2 by V1 plus V2. So it may get, it all depends. If acid is stronger, it will be acidic. If base is stronger, it will be basic. Or if they are equal, it will be neutral. Well, students, have a look here. Now, you mixed here the strong stuff. Two acids or two bases, or an acid and a base, all are strong. Now there is a case where I am adding weak acids, two weak acids or two weak bases. So in the earlier session, these are all applicable for strong stuff, strong acids and bases. These are all for strong stuff. These are all for strong stuff. It's not for weak acids and bases. Now let us take a case where you take a mixture of a weak acid and a strong base, or a weak acid and a strong acid. Well, a weak acid and a strong acid. So you are taking a weak acid plus strong acid. In the earlier session, you have taken all strong stuff. So two strong acids or two strong bases, or a strong acid and a strong base. Well, now let us start with a weak acid. So as it is weak, you have to write the equilibria, because it is not completely dissociated. Initial concentration is C1 and initially it is 0. Well, fine. And how much is dissociated? C1 minus X. Students, C1 minus X. And what is formed here? X is formed, and here X is formed. Well, so far this is all about, up to here, this is all about weak acid. Now let us take a strong acid. What to take here? A strong acid. What is the strong acid? HB is the strong acid. It is completely dissociated. A single arrow here, forward direction. Now if you take C2 is the concentration, at the end it is 0, because completely dissociated. You got C2 is formed. So here H plus concentration is how much? C2. Here H plus concentration is how much? X. So both if you combine it best, X plus C2, X plus C2, and write Ka value. So Ka value you cannot write for strong stuff, because it is completely dissociated. What you write? It is for only equilibrium is for. So law of mass action. Goldberg and Waage has given the law of mass action for equilibria. It is not for non-equilibria. So it is for equilibria. So K is equal to reactant. What is the reactant? Just wipe it off and see clearly what is the reactant here. So the reactants, the products, what are the products? H plus into A minus. So what is the concentration? X plus C2 into X. X plus C2 and X by. So products, reactant, sorry, C1 minus X. So students, have a look here. Very, very important. Mind you, students, just wipe it off everything. Just try to understand. So what is happening here? Mind you, students, there is a common ion effect. Here you got H plus ion concentration. H plus ion concentration, and here H plus ion concentration is C2. So there is a common ion. Because of the common ion effect, this HA dissociation is suppressed. Suppressed means this C2 is negligible. This C2 is negligible means you have, sorry, this X is negligible. This X is negligible means you have to consider only C2. You have to consider only C2. That means C2 plus X is equal to C2. C2 plus X is equal to C2. I hope you are very clear. So this is how you can solve the question. If a weak acid and a strong base is mixed. Well, very interesting. Find the pH of 10 power minus 7 molar HCl. Students, try to understand. 0.1 molar HCl I have taken. 0.1 molar. Now, let us take 0.01 molar HCl. That means how many times I diluted? I diluted 10 times. How many times I diluted? 10 times. Because this is 10 power minus 1, this is 10 power minus 2. Now, let us take 0.001. How many times I diluted? So 10 times I diluted again. So 0.0001 molar. How many times I diluted? Again 10 times I diluted. Similarly, 10 power minus 7 means it is a dilute solution. It is a very, very dilute solution, mind you students. So if you find the pH value for this, pH value is equal to minus log H plus. H plus value is 10 power minus 7. It must be 7 and HCl cannot be 7. So it is a wrong answer and wrong interpretation and wrong comprehension. Well, what to do? Very simple. You know students, ionic equilibria is for aqueous media. That means an acid or a base, you have to dissolve in the aqueous media, then only dissociation takes place. Whether it is a complete dissociation for a strong acid or a weak dissociation or minimum dissociation for a weak acid. Well, that is the reason why another 10 power minus 7 has to be taken, because water is also getting dissociated to H plus plus OH minus, that is 10 power minus 7, 10 power minus 7. You may ask a question. So why water in the case of this case you are not considered? Students, reason, try to understand. HCl gives rise to H plus plus Cl minus. Okay, there is a common ion. What is the common ion? H plus ion. So because of the common ion, water ionization is neglected. So 10 power minus 7 so is not taken into consideration. What is not taken into consideration? The ionization due to water, these H plus ions are not considered in the normal case because of the common ion effect H plus from HCl. But why you are considering here? Because it is a very, 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 very dilute solution. It's a very dilute solution. So that's the reason why this should be considered. Then this will be 2 into 10 power minus 7. You will be getting 6.7 is the answer. Very, very important for the competitive examination. So mind you. Well, students, in the earlier case you mixed something. What is the something? You mixed a weak acid and a strong acid. Now I am mixing a couple of weak acids. Here I am mixing 2 weak acids. You can see here there is a equilibria HA and HB also there is a equilibria. Well, now I have to write the Ka1 for the first one, and other one you have to write Ka2. In the earlier case you have not written Ka2, but here we write. So let us interpret. So initially it is C1 and now this is C1 minus X. So what is formed? X and X is formed. Well, here C2 minus Y and Y is formed. But what is the H plus ion concentration? X plus Y. Here this is also contributing, and here also X plus Y. That is the reason why you are writing the H plus ion concentrating as X plus Y. Now write the values. What values? Ka values. So X plus Y into X by C1 minus X, X plus Y into Y by C2 minus Y. So if you students, ultimately if you see here in this case, if you try to solve the H plus ion concentration, it comes out like this. This formula you can remember. If you calculate, already in the regular session theory, when you are discussing the theory, I have given here H plus is equal to root Ka into C generally. Okay. Now, if 2 acids are mixed, then root over Ka1 into C plus Ka2 into C. Of course, you can take C1 and C2. So this formula I have given. How the formula has come? This way. This way. If k and k2, if you solve, naturally you will be getting h plus is equal to root over k1 into c plus k2 into c2. Students, when two weak acids are mixed, you have to use this formula to find the pH. Now you have seen in the earlier case, this is a weak acid and this is a strong acid. Now this case you have used here a couple of weak acids. So pH similarly mixing weak bases. But when you mix weak bases, in the earlier case you have seen H plus is equal to root over Ka1 into C plus Ka2 into C1. This is C2. But here you got H plus. Per weak basis you get OH minus, mind you students, and don't do mistake there in the examination. And here this is Kb. This is Kb. So Kb is the base dissociation constant. Kb is base dissociation constant. Well, now let us quickly see. Now you have seen how to calculate the pH for strong acids, weak acids, weak bases, mixture of strong acid and a strong base, and you got a mixture of weak acid and a strong base, weak acid and a strong acid. A couple of weak acids are a mixture of weak bases. This is what you have seen. Now let's have it's a time to talk about polyprotic stuff. What is the meaning of poly? Poly means many. Polymer, there is many parts. Okay, poly means many. So polyprotic. Protic means what? Many H plus ions. So the species which gives many H plus ions, they are called poly. See students, have a look here. Have a look here. H2S is giving one H plus plus SH minus. Again see students, SH minus is in equilibria, it gives one H plus and S2 minus. It is giving many H plus ions. That's why it is a polyprotic. Similarly, take here H3PO4. H3PO4, it gives HPO4, H2PO4 minus plus H plus. H2PO4 minus is in equilibrium with HPO4 2 minus plus H plus, and HPO4 2 minus is in equilibrium and it gives PO4 3 minus plus H plus. Students, have a look here. You got many H plus ions here. So in this case, how to find the pH value? Very interesting, very simple. So if you add these things, what happens? It is, for example, this is Ka1, this is Ka2, and this is Ka3. What happens? This gets cancelled, this gets cancelled, and you will be getting H3PO4 is equal to H3PO4 is in equilibrium with 3H plus plus PO4 3 minus. That is the reason why you get here Ka is equal to Ka1 into K. This is Ka1 into this. What you get here? K is equal to Ka1 into Ka2 into Ka3. Hope you are clear. So in this case, only two dissociations are there. K is equal to Ka1 into Ka2. So this is how you do it. Well. So it's a very interesting subject you have in this polyprotic stuff. So look at very carefully. Well, now for H2S, students, have a look very carefully. H2S, K1 value is given as 10 power minus 7. K2 value is given as 10 power minus 14. My question is, which is greater? Which is greater? Very, very important. So very simple. In this case, which is greater? K1 is greater than K2. My question is why? Very, very important. So here K1 value is given. Again, I just mark it out here. So K1 value is given. K2 value is given. Which is greater? K1 is given, because in the order of 10 power minus 7, it is on order of 10 power minus 14. Now I am going to offer the explanation. Why in a polyprotic stuff, always K1 is far greater than, of course, K1 is far greater than K2. Or K1 is greater than, K2 is greater than K3. Let us see. So very interesting explanation based on common ion effect. Students, have a look here. Have a look here. Now H2S is a weak acid. Its dissociation constant, first dissociation constant is Ka1. Initial concentration is C, it is 0 and it is 0. Now, equilibrium concentration is C minus X. Here it is X and here you got a X. Hope you are clear. Now, SH minus again get dissociated. What is the value here? X is left out. This is X value. This is X value. So, start with this X. You are starting with this X. So, how much is dissociated? Minus Y is dissociated. Y is dissociated. So, already here how much H plus is there? X is there. So, Y plus Y is formed. So, here Y is formed. I hope you understood. So, it is slightly tricky. Now, listen students, have a look. Because of the common ion, this dissociation is suppressed. That is the reason why K2 value is less than K1. So K1 always in the polyprotic, K1 is greater than K2. Why? Because of the common ion effect, the dissociation of K2, that is the second dissociation constant, is suppressed. Well, now if you write the K1, this one K1 if you write, so X plus Y, this is X plus Y into X minus Y by C minus X. Well, so very interesting. Now it is why it is X square, because already I conveyed to you. It is suppressed. Okay. When it is suppressed, so you can neglect the terms. You can neglect the terms. Now you can see here, similarly, X square by C minus X. This is X square by C minus X. Because students listen carefully, very carefully. Just I'll explain in a more pragmatic way. Now have a look here. Have a look here. Students, have a look here. Actually, what is the first dissociation constant? X plus Y into X minus Y by C minus X. C minus X. So, X plus Y into X minus Y. Now, what I said, because of the common ion, this is suppressed. When this is suppressed means what? Y is neglected. Y is neglected. So, here Y is neglected. Check it out here. Y is neglected. Y should be neglected. Because the dissociation from this is Y. So, this Y should be neglected. When Y is neglected, what will become? X plus Y. So this becomes X square only. Y is neglected here. So X square by C minus X. So here also this X is neglected. So it becomes X square by C. So hope you understood. That means when you know the K1, when you know the X and C, X is degree of dissociation. So you will find the K1 of H2S. Similarly for Ka2. For Ka2 is what? Just wipe it off everything. Wipe it off. Find out for Ka2. Very simple. So Ka2 is X plus Y into Y. X plus Y into Y by X plus X minus Y. X minus Y. I hope you understood. Now, so in this case, X plus Y. Here something is added. So this can be neglected. Why? Because the dissociation is less. So that's why this is neglected. That's why XY by X. This Y is neglected. So I hope you understood. This X gets cancelled, you get Y. So Ka2 is equal to Y. Ka2 is equal to Y. In that they ask in the examination. That is the reason Ka1 is far greater than Ka2. X is far greater than Y. What is X? The degree of dissociation of first case is far greater than degree of dissociation of second case. Because of the common ion effect. Because of the common ion effect. So from this, when you know the K value, H plus is equal to root of K into C, because this is a weak base. This is a weak acid. So this is all about wonderful explanation of a polyprotic stuff. So similarly, you can try out for H3PO4. H3PO4 also I already conveyed to you. K1 is far greater than K2 is far greater than K3. It is asked in the competitive examination. Examiner asked many times. So this is highly rated. In the polyprotic stuff, always K1 is far greater than K2. So if you understand this, it is more than enough. Well, yeah. So now let us get into salt hydrolysis. What is it? Salt hydrolysis. Now what you are mixing? You are mixing a weak acid and a strong base, and you are getting a salt. And the salt, how it is hydrolyzed? So it is a weak base plus a strong acid. So when you mix a weak base NH4OH and a strong acid HCl, when you mix, you are getting NH4Cl. NH4Cl. Well, Now, students, already you have learned extensively how in salt hydrolysis the hydrolysis constant or the degree of hydrolysis or pH values are found. Well, these are the formulas which you have to bear in mind, because it is a weak base, so you get Kb, and naturally, and here what is the solution? Solution is always acidic. Solution is always acidic because you got a strong acid. So when a solution is acidic, what you get? H plus ion concentration directly you get. So you get pH is equal to 7 minus. You must memorize this formula. pH is equal to half pKb minus half log C. You must memorize. Similarly, this H value also you should memorize, Kw by Kb into C. Kw by Kb into C, root over, yeah. Similarly, let us see here, is a salt of a weak acid and a strong base. Well, here as you got a weak acid, here you got KH is equal to Kw by Ka. And similarly, what is the net output? You got OH minus ion concentration. That is the reason why you get here manipulate, you get OH minus ion concentration, then you convert into H plus ion concentration, you get pH is equal to 7 plus half pKa plus log C. In the other case, you can remember, students, in the other case 7 minus half pKb, here base is weak, minus log C, but in this case both are plus values, pKa plus log C. Now let us see the weak acid and the weak base. In this case, one important thing is it is not depending on concentration, because you can see in the earlier cases it depends on C, H value, the degree of dissociation depends on concentration. You can see here concentration, but here the concentration term is missing here. Here the concentration term is mixing. It is both are weak here, both are weak. So Ka and Kb, but depending if K is equal to Kb, it is a neutral solution. If K is greater than Kb, acidic solution. If Ka is less than Kb, you get a basic solution. So here pH is equal to 7 plus pKa by 2 minus pKb by 2. Here instead of instead of C concentration, if you see the other term, here concentration is missing. This concentration won't be there, but instead you got a weak base, so pKb by 2. So this is how you can realize the salt hydrolysis of weak acids, weak bases, or strong acid, weak base, or weak acid, strong base. Well, so let us have a look at one question associated with a weak acid and a strong base. So this is a weak acid, acetic acid, and a strong base. This is a strong base. Now here concentration is given and pK is given. So let's see here, students. Now 0.01 molar acetic acid is titrated with 0.0 molar NaOH. So CH3COOH plus NaOH gives rise to CH3COO Na plus water. Now initial concentration, if you see the initial concentration, it is given 0.01, here also 0.0100. Now equilibrium value is, it is 0, 0, and you got here 0.01. So this is hydrolyzed. Students, try to understand. If something is left out, this one and this one will form buffer. Salt hydrolysis means completely consumed. Hydrolysis completely consumed. So only this salt is formed. That's why it is salt hydrolysis it is producing. So I hope you understood. So now substitute pH is equal to pKa by 2. pK value is given and log C value is given. So you can substitute, you get the answer. So hope you are very clear. Now buffers, you got two types of buffers. One is acidic buffer and this is the basic buffer. Now you are aware, in a basic buffer you are not getting the H plus value, you are getting the OH minus value. You should remember POH is equal to minus log. So ultimately POH is equal to pKb plus log salt by base, and similarly pH is equal to 14 minus pKb plus log salt by base. Now in other case, if you take here now acidic buffer, pH is equal to pKa plus log salt by acid. Salt by acid. This is acidic buffer. But basic buffer you get POH, and you must remember students are doing mistakes because they are taking this as pH, so it's wrong. So mind you. Well, students, have a look. pH is equal to pKa for acidic buffer. This is for acidic buffer. Acidic buffer plus log, okay, salt by acid. Salt by acid. Now have a look here. Students, what you are adding now? Help me. What you are adding? You are adding B moles of a base. You are adding a base. When you add a base, listen very carefully, students. See, it is like this. CH3 COOH is getting dissociated into CH3 COO minus plus H plus. Next, CH3 COO Na, you get CH3 CO minus plus Na plus. Students, have a look. When you add a base OH minus, so this will basically removed. Water is removed. When water is removed, this concentration, this is called salt concentration. Salt concentration is increasing. So how much you add delta B? Salt is plus delta B. Now acid, what happens? This will dissociate to compensate. So acid value is decreasing. So minus delta B. So that is the formula. I hope you understood. So in the examination, C plus X, C minus X. So C plus X, and here C minus X. So this X is what you add here. So very simply, very comfortably, you can do the numericals. Very interesting numericals. So this is how acidic buffer just now I conveyed. pH is equal to pKa plus log salt by, well, students, have a look. It's a very interesting example which depicts the illustration of salt hydrolysis and a buffer. Well, have a look. So here in this case, calculate the pH after the addition of 80 ml and 100 ml of 0.1 normal NaOH and 0.1 normal acetic acid. Well, 0.01 you have taken, here 0.008 you have taken initially. Well, 0, 0, fine. So have a look, students. Now 0.01, 0.008 only will be reacting, remaining will be left out. How much? 0.002 is left out. So this one, how much is formed? 0.008 is formed. So here what is this called? Salt. What is this called? Acid. So it forms a buffer. Substitute it, you get the buffer. This is what you have to use, buffer formula. Now second case, both are 100 ml of 0.1, 100 ml of 0.1. That means completely neutralized. What is formed? Only sodium acetate is formed. That's why salt hydrolysis formula used. What formula used? Salt hydrolysis formula is used. So in this case, what happened? So some acetic acid is left out. The acetic acid and sodium acetate formed. It forms a buffer. But the second case, both are neutralized, 0, 0, and only this is left out. It forms salt hydrolysis. In the earlier case also, this concept I have conveyed. Very important. So when you mix two things, what is left out? Because when always the mixture, when you mix an acid and a base, there are three chances are there. One is it may form a buffer. Second thing is it may undergo salt hydrolysis. The other thing is acid may be excess. Next is base may be excess. Base is excess. I hope you understood. So how do you understand this? So again I'll give one nice thing for you. For example, NH4OH plus HCl gives rise to NH4Cl plus water. Well, I am taking here 0.1 initial. So equilibrium will be 0, 0, 0.1. So it undergoes salt hydrolysis. Because only this is left out. This is the case 1. So case 2. Let us take ammonium hydroxide and HCl gives rise to NH4Cl. Now I am taking here this time, this is 0.2, this is 0.1 initially. Now equilibrium will be, this is 0.1, this is 0, this is 0.1. So it forms a buffer. NH4OH and NH4Cl forms what? A buffer. I hope you understood. Now third case I'll take NH4OH plus HCl gives rise to NH4Cl. Now I'll be taking here, this is 0.1, this is 0.2 initial, and final will be how much? 0, this is 0.1, this is 0.1. Now what is left out? HCl is left out. So pH is equal to minus log 0.1, that is equal to 1. Direct pH calculation you can do. So whether acid is excess here, salt hydrolysis buffer. So the mixing, what is left out, so that only will be resulting, it will be acid hydrolysis as a buffer, or base in excess or acid in excess, sometimes weak acid in excess. If weak acid is excess, H plus is equal to C alpha, because it is a strong acid. HCl is a strong acid. If acetic acid is there, you cannot use directly minus log H plus, you have to use C alpha. Very, very interesting. If weak base is there, this is OH minus is equal to C alpha. If directly base is there, OH minus is equal to, of course, directly you will get pOH value. From that you can calculate pH value. Well, students, so far you have navigated to all the concepts which you have learned in the ionic equilibrium, and landing here at the last topic, that is solubility product. Well, solubility product, two types of salts are there. Completely soluble salts, what you have to use? Salt hydrolysis. Partially soluble salts, what you have to use? Solubility product. So solubility product is applied only for partially soluble salts. Well, so KSP is equal to, for example, this is a AB3 type. Students, for AB3 type, what you are getting? You are getting 108 SPO5. Anyhow, so you all calculated those things. So, well, similarly, students, have a look at this example. So initially HCl is taken 0.2, this is 1. So now acetic acid also present, this is 1. Now when you add HCl to acetate, what happens? This is 0 consumed. Here what is 0.8 is left out and 1.2 left out, it forms a buffer. So this is how some questions can be solved. pH is equal to pKa log salt by acid. In the second case, you see students here, this is 0.2 taken, 0.1 taken, this is 0.1 taken. Now this is 0 here. Now what is left out? HCl is left out. So 0.1. Of course, this is also left out because, and there is a common ion effect. So only H plus from strong acid only should be considered. So answer is pH is equal to 1. So this way one has to with a proper understanding of the concept, so the numericals in ionic equilibrium should be dealt with. So I would like to take another session purely numericals in ionic equilibrium. With that session, ionic equilibrium will be completed. So thanks for bearing. Have a good day.